Let me tell you briefly a little bit about myself so you have an understanding of who this new guy is. Most importantly, I've been married for 25 years, November the 1st. And I have 4 wonderful, healthy children, 2 of which are fighting Texas Aggies. One in high school and one in middle school. Now, Governor Perry appointed me on July the 8th to fill the unexpired term of Michael Williams. Since then, he's appointed me as the Texas representative to the Interstate Oil and Gas Compact Commission, which is a very important position of states that are producing states. This Compact Commission was put in place after World War II. And just recently, he appointed me as the Texas representative on the Southern States Energy Board. Prior to my present job, I was on the Public Utility Commission for 7+ years. Governor Perry appointed me in 2004. He reappointed me in 2007, and he promoted me to chairman 2 months after that. Also, including another appointment, Governor Perry has appointed me 7 times to state boards and agencies, and I got to tell you, I'm in love with this man. I'll walk through broken glass for him. And I'm working as hard as I can on both policy and fundraising to help him be elected president. Let me tell you what my regulatory philosophy is. Because when you hear Governor Perry speak, he will talk about reforming the regulatory environment in Washington. What he means is doing for the country what we do here, which is predictability, transparency, accountability, and punishing bad actors. That's what we do. And when you create that environment, companies come to invest their capital to create jobs. And it's all about jobs. Good jobs, private sector jobs, high-paying jobs. That's what happens with a stable, predictable regulatory environment. Let's contrast that with the EPA. And I will tell you that I've been battling the EPA for about 4 years now. Last night, Governor Dewhurst talked about being a litigant on a number of pieces of litigation. I don't know how many Governor Dewhurst is, but I can tell you I'm a petitioner and a signed complainant on every piece of litigation we have against the EPA. And the most onerous one is where they're trying to create a regulatory framework for regulating CO2. This is called the endangerment finding. They couldn't get cap and trade passed through the Congress, so the EPA decides they're going to do it on their own. I'm going to leave out in the back an editorial that I wrote, which was published July the 4th, 2009 in the Houston Chronicle, which says, Texans will pay a price for cap and trade. We sent this to every member of the Texas congressional delegation to advise them how dangerous this piece of legislation was. We estimated that Waxman-Markey, had it been passed, would have increased electricity bills in Texas by $10 billion a year. $10 billion. And guess who the recipients of that money would have been? Those that live on the West Coast and those that live on the East Coast. So we sued them. And in fact, here's a little recipe for why you always want to do the right thing. Just 2 days ago, the Inspector General of the EPA put out a report that the EPA's endangerment finding was not based upon technical science. Their own Inspector General. We knew that already. We knew that it had been based upon the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is a flawed and corrupted document. We already knew that. It took them 2.5 years to get to our position. There's a lot of other pieces of bad EPA regulation out there. The latest one is called the Cross-State Air Pollution Rule. This is the one that works to close down our lignite plants and our lignite-fired coal generation facilities, of which we have 18 in Texas, employing 3,000 people. I always thought that the Obama administration had a bullseye on us, but now it's confirmed. Because this rule was published last summer, and in its published version, Texas was not included. Therefore, we had no reason to comment. We had no reason to object. And Bill, when the final version came out in July, Florida was now out, and we were in.
Right.
Wow. I wonder why, right? It's all politics. It's all politics. And this particular rule has the possibility of making us run short of electricity next summer. If we have heat next summer, like we had this summer, and we have to shut down some of these plants, we won't be able to keep the lights on. And don't think that's by accident. And we're suing them over that as well. Let me just close. Thank you. Let me just close by saying we have the possibility in the oil and gas patch to attain energy independence for America. I know you've heard politicians say this for 25 years. It's true. Yes. With horizontal drilling and hydraulic fracturing of shale deposits, we've got over 100 years worth of clean burning natural gas, and we're finding crude oil that we thought was there, but we didn't really know how to get it. In fact, Texas may become, again, the largest producer of crude, certainly in North America, if not the world. That's a possibility. It's a possibility. Now, let me tell you, the last thing that Obama wants is for that to happen. Because when we're doing that in Texas, you can't put wind turbines up and solar panels. They don't make money. This is a concentrated effort to make us go dark, to kill jobs, and to promote a green economy that does not make sense today. You will find that as your railroad commissioner, I will always be a tenet of job creation, regulatory certainty, and the promotion of free market answers. This came home to me most vividly when I went to the Soviet Union 30 years ago, 2 trips, to try to give a seminar on what a market economy looks like. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't been to the Soviet Union, or if you've never went to the Soviet Union, anybody who tells you that a command and control economy works, you tell them, we ran that experiment, it was called the Soviet Union, and it doesn't work. Capitalism, democracy, and freedom are the only things that make human beings have a better quality of life. We got it here. I will continue defending it. Thank you for the opportunity.